What is going on, everyone? I have a question for you guys today, and that is, are the Houston Texans on the right track? Because honestly, right now, I think they are. I think brighter days are ahead, but you won't have brighter days without the rainy days. And we saw it last week, right? The drama continued. Even though the Houston Texans season had come to an end, the reaction after losing the number 1 overall pick was absolutely crazy. I saw it on Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, any type of platform was used to bash the Houston Texans for not only losing the number 1 overall pick, but also firing Lovie Smith just hours later. Man, the dysfunctional word was being thrown out there. We were being called racist. All types of stuff were looking bad for the Houston Texans. And then a change happened, right? And this is where I start to realize that, and I start to think, well, maybe days are better ahead. Ownership has now taken a bigger step involving, right? And we didn't see that the past 2 seasons. We were questioning Cal McNair's ownership, and now we see that it's not just him, it is also his wife, Hannah McNair, and they are both trying to right the ship. The press conference after the firing of Lovie Smith was telling. You saw Nick Caserio look shaken. You saw his demeanor look defeated. And you saw someone who got in trouble for not putting a winning product on the football field. And then he followed that up talking on Sports Radio 610, him being Nick Caserio, much more composed, much more we are going to be taking, the path together, talking about listening to other people's voices inside the building, a more collective effort. This is what it should have been the whole time, right? But you heard Nick Caserio say that. And then later, another day later, Hannah McNair, Cal McNair, they go on Sports Radio 610 and just try to reiterate and reemphasize that we are trying to put the best product on the football team. And I haven't seen this from ownership at all, right? A whole half week's worth of, media PR trying to get the Houston Texans fans back on the ship. And then you look at Nick Caserio himself. You look at what he has now that he didn't have when he first started, right? I haven't mentioned the Bill O'Brien mess that he acquired. Also, the Deshaun Watson situation. Bill O'Brien left this team with no money, no draft capital, horrible contracts, and then adding the whole Deshaun Watson trade situation, the sexual allegations, the civil lawsuit cases. It has been nothing but hard work for Nick Caserio since he's got here. And ask yourself, what kind of GM will thrive in that as soon as he's hired? You go from New England, one of the most well sought after franchises in the NFL, to the Houston Texans, who a lot of people have been saying are one of the most dysfunctional right now. And now you look at what he has this offseason that he hasn't had before. He now has money. The Houston Texans now have money, 40 to 60 million worth of free agency money this year. You have another 2 first-round picks. You have a lot of draft capital this year. And then you're talking about the head coaching search. And this is one of my main points of it. When you're hearing that the guys that they are interviewing knocked their interviews at the park, like Ben Johnson. When you hear that Jonathan Gannon is the front runner for the Houston Texans, who interviewed twice last season, who a lot of fans, some are excited about, and his potential staff, you love to hear that. You also love to hear that the Houston Texans interviewed Shane Steichen, and they had a very long interview on Zoom and ownership. And the more I read into Shane Steichen, the more I get excited about him. But high top coaching candidates are getting praises all over the field. You now have ownership taking a step forward and understanding that we want to be a winning football team. And then you have a lot of assets that you didn't have last year. And you talk about being under the microscope, the clock's ticking. Make a move. As always, let me know how you feel. Go Texans. You have a blessed day.